Today we're talking about Instagram etiquette when you are in a relationship. Welcome back to Old Dog New Tricks. Oh, it's an outfit change. Our man loves an accessory. But Brian is currently detoxing off Lexapro right now, so
Hula!
he's still here, but a little bit less giggly than usual.
No, I'm just fine.
Oh, okay.
I took another little bite of my little gummy, and I'm just feeling just delightful. Minus the electrical shocks that are going through my brain.
Yeah.
And I think I have lightning bolts out of my fingers.
Yeah. No, I can tell you're hurting a little.
Yeah, I didn't sleep much last night.
No. Oh, that's probably what it is, too.
Night sweats, anxiety.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta move my arms. I can't move my arms. Oh God, what am I gonna do? Oh.
Yeah, I need
But I'm great. So I figured just a nice bowl of sugar cereal would really calm me down in the middle of the night.
Midnight snack. I'm proud of you for sticking to it, and I'm gonna get you on some supplements to hopefully help you have a better night.
Oh, thanks. Can we just drain some of my blood?
Leeches?
Yeah, leeches. I love leeches.
I'll go find you some
electric
leeches.
shock therapy.
Yeah. Should probably put you in the sauna.
Whoa.
Get you some charcoal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about Instagram etiquette when you are in a relationship. Instagram etiquette when you're in a relationship. It's sort of a new thing. I mean, Instagram, I think, really came out, started becoming big somewhere between 2011, 2013.
Did you Google that? That's a fact you should probably know. You can't just be...
No, I was in college during that time, and I didn't get Instagram, I think, until like 2013, but I think in 2011 is when it started circulating.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, it's a newer way that we're all interacting with the world. Just like dating apps, I think dating apps came out around the same time as Instagram. I remember Tinder was like kind of a new just like sex thing when I was a senior in college as well.
Did you ever Tinder?
No, I never Tindered.
Did you do any of them?
No. One time when you and I were on a break, I downloaded them.
You little bitch.
But I've never gone on a date from a dating app.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to, what do you call those boys? I used to be a fuck boy, man. I used to just tear up those dating apps.
He didn't even know what a fuckboy was. Thank God.
No dating apps for me. No fuck boy for me.
Me either. It's kind of, I think, there are people that have found their husbands on there and stuff like that, but I think unfortunately all these things also have a lot of negative effects on just like the seeming availability of all these attractive women at your fingertips, and it makes people, appreciate less what they really have in front of them. So I came up with this topic that I wanted to discuss because I woke up the other morning and I have myself blocked out of Instagram from certain times because I don't think it's a good way to start your day. And this is an example of why, because I open my phone and I'm like, oh, here's Sydney Sweeney at the Met Gala. Brian Malarkey likes this post.
Sydney Sweeney was at the Met Gala?
You like the fucking post.
Oh, yes, but they just come so quickly. I'm just like, scroll.
Yeah, which I knew that I was like, I don't know why I'm having such a strong emotional reaction to this because I know that this literally means nothing. But I actually introduced Brian to Sydney Sweeney because I was
Where? We met her?
No, not in real life.
Oh.
I was just like, look at this girl. Isn't she beautiful?
And I thought she looked like you.
Oh, that's very sweet. And so
I mean, not as robust in certain places you aren't, but for the general look.
These are 32 double Ds. I know you never believed that, but they are.
Sydney Sweeney's then are Z's.
Yeah, they're monsters.
Z's. Triple Z's.
Anyways, he wouldn't even be following Sydney Sweeney if it wasn't for me. But every time I see a Sydney Sweeney photo when I'm scrolling on my Instagram, it's like, Brian Malarkey's like this post. Brian Malarkey's like this post. And I just started thinking about like, what is appropriate when it comes to Instagram etiquette? And I don't think that was inappropriate, but there are a lot of gray areas.
Yeah, I firmly believe that the rule is if the person is not obtainable, if they are a public figure, a superstar, a singer, a athlete, a actor, whatever, they're not obtainable, they're spectacularly beautiful or something that you like, and if I even see similarities in you in somebody like that, I can like those. I tend to, who else do I kind of like sometimes? Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Because we're the exact same age and she's very successful and incredible businesswoman. I tend to like J-Lo, also older, who's just kicked ass her entire life. I love Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
All right, you know? And
See, none of those bother me. I don't. Maybe it's because Sydney Sweeney. I don't know that I necessarily look like her, but that she's about my age. I'm like, hey, easy there. Don't try and go switch me out for a new model.
oh, I love the story that you told me of your old boyfriend. If it is somebody that is obtainable, reachable, somebody in your community, somebody you know, and you're liking all of their photos, that's where the problems happen.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what story that is, it was my ex-boyfriend and I were going on a walk, and I'm like, hey, what's your hall pass? Thinking this will be a fun conversation. And like, mine's Kelly Slater. And he's like, oh, mine's Christine blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, who's that? He's like, oh, this really hot girl I went to high school with.
That's amazing. It's so
like,
good.
What the fuck? Do you know what a hall pass is, bro?
I can't believe he didn't know how to play the game. Oh,
I know.
I don't know who my hall pass is. You've got Kelly Slater. I got to think.
Well,
I guess it's Sydney Sweeney.
You motherfucker.
Oh, that's so perfect. Hey, Sydney Sweeney, if you're listening, you can have this. This is all yours.
Yeah, it is. It's kicking.
Oh, she's like, oh, thanks.
Anyways, though, to rewind a bit, so Brian and I kind of have two chapters of our relationship. Chapter one is we both met, 5 months out of being out of very long-term relationships, both a little bit of a mess, drinking a lot, fell madly in love. We're having a wonderful time, but I think he was, struggling with coming out of a 20-year marriage, hopping into a new relationship so quickly. I was kind of struggling, like my whole life has just changed in these past 5 months, maybe ignoring some red flags. And he got caught in the DMs, a little bit like some Adam
Caught
Levine
in the
shit.
DMs. Oh, Adam Levine.
Thank God I wasn't pregnant. I would have fucking killed you.
Thank God we didn't name the baby after the DM girl. I mean, come on. I mean, and they're still together. I mean, that's love.
Yeah,
that's
I guess.
love. Wow.
No, I give her props because forgiving somebody is really fucking hard to do. Even just with this small shit you did, it was
Scorpio
really hard.
saying that right there. Scorpios usually never forgive, right?
It was hard work. But so he got caught in the DMs. Horribly painful. We can joke about it now because we've done a lot of work to move past that. He's done a lot of things to prove that he is trustworthy now.
She's got the Kobe jewelry. She's got
No, I'm still waiting on that.
You know what the Kobe ring is? Does everybody know the Kobe ring? Yeah.
No, I don't want anything like that. If you ever have to make shit up to me like that, things have gone wrong. But something that he did after that, without me having to ask, is he went through his Instagram and just unfollowed anybody that he had had an inappropriate conversation with, that he had maybe been looking at as like somebody attractive, and just said, hey, just so you know, I went through, I cleaned up my Instagram, like I am focused on you. I don't need to have any of these girls in my orbit anymore. And like that to me went a long way in making me feel safe.
There's guys out there, if they listen to podcasts, they're like going, man, this guy got castrated, man. She got him to quit drinking. He don't get a DM and look at the girls anymore. The difference is, men, I am happy and I found love. And it takes a stronger man to say that. I even would make fun of myself. Oh. My old me would have made fun of this. Like, dude, you're not a man. You're not that. You're not that. And I really feel now later in life that a better man, a great man, a happy man is the one that can say, no, I gave that stuff up. That's those people who are getting drunk and sneaking around and doing all that, they're not whole. They're broken. There's something that they're not happy inside. And as hard as it is to do, I am trying to find that happiness, to get through all this stuff and knowing that that is just unfulfilled societal things on you, that, oh, just a little, grandpa's cough syrup, you'll be all right, no problem there, a little drink, you'll be fine. Oh, if she doesn't know, it's not hurting anyone, but it is. And to be truthful with yourself is probably the most noble and stand-up thing you can possibly do as a lover, as a father, as a friend. And that's where I'm at. Yeah. So all you dudes out there, lick it. No, like literally lick it. They love it when you lick it. Lick it a lot. And sometimes when you mess up, you got to lick it a little more.
Oh, that was the most romantic thing you've ever said.
The whole thing, right?
Not the last
No, the whole thing, yes.
The beginning. That really means a lot to me. And I think we've talked about those things before. But to me, I'm like, that's so fucking hot. If other men were like, oh, I'm a stand up man who wants to be respectful and truthful for my woman, like a celebrity saying that about his wife, I'm like, that guy's fucking hot. That's sexy. Because that's like a real man. And I think that men that are like, oh yeah, I can get in any girl's DMs, like I can do this, I can slide around, like that's not a real man. That's somebody who's insecure and dealing with shit on their own. So
Adam Levine.
we're looking at you. So anyways, that's our own history with it. And I do appreciate, I think that you do a very good Instagram etiquette. I don't think you were in the wrong by liking Sydney Sweeney's photo, but it is something that I hear my friends get upset about their boyfriends.
Well, she just DM'd me and said she had no problem with it. So we're totally good. We're all just fine.
Perfect.
Hey, Sydney, no problem. I'll get back to you soon.
Yeah. It's something that I hear a lot of people talk about, people getting pissed off at their boyfriends for whose photo they liked and all this stuff. As Brian said at the beginning of the podcast, like, yeah, if it's a celebrity who's unattainable and you have a few of them that you're just liking, like, that's okay.
Yeah, it's not a gaggle. You don't get all the Victoria's Secret models. You don't get all of that stuff.
Not all.
That shows that you need to, like, focus on some other shit in life.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, not 500 of your 700 are, Insta hoes. No degrade to women by that.
You just did.
I didn't mean it.
Shout out and apology to all your girl people.
I'm sorry, girls. You got to do what you got to do. It's a tough world out there. But I was talking to my brother about this, and I was like, what's your thought? What's your opinion? And he's like, if it's just a few random, it's kind of the same thing. And he's like, but if it's your girl's friend and they post a hot bikini photo, stay fucking far,
You had a
far
name
away.
for that.
A thought, that hoe over there.
A thought. What'd you say?
It's a thought, THOT, that hoe over there.
Oh.
No. Oh, no. But if it's like if your girlfriend's friend is posting a thirst trap.
A thirst trap. There it is. Yeah. Don't get caught in the thirst trap, people.
Yeah. It's called a trap for a reason.
The old dog is just checking out, dude. I'm on my Lexi Pro Blues over here right now. I'm just like, I don't know what she just said. Yeah.
And I think the same thing goes for following girls. You meet so many girls and stuff at your restaurants every weekend, and you're meeting new people all the time, and you don't go and they'll tag you in photos and stuff like that, and you don't follow them back.
No, I always, if somebody posts a picture of me and them in the restaurant, I always repost. It's good for the restaurant. Yeah. It's good for them. It's fun. I do get a lot of DMs from a variety of different people. Very popular in the gay community. Very popular with older ladies. It's not, no Sydney Sweeney's hitting me up, I'll tell you that right now. But I always say, thank you so much. Cheers and love. Thank you so much. Thank you. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that makes me feel safe. Like, it is hard having a boyfriend who is a public figure and whose job is to go out to restaurants and Fridays and Saturdays and talk to people of all shapes and sizes and all levels of attractiveness. But there's beautiful women in his restaurants Friday and Saturday, but knowing that
they come in every night of the week. You're welcome. Everybody's welcome every night of the week, and I don't just go on Fridays and Saturdays. Most of the time I do.
Anyways, I'll try not to elbow you. But one, that you have really shown that you are committed to this relationship, how important it is for you, for yourself, just to be honest with yourself, to be able to sleep at night, to be a good example for your daughter, but also because you have good boundaries that I haven't instilled on you. I haven't said don't do this or don't do that, but you just have good boundaries of like, yeah, I'll repost these things, I'll message people back and say thank you, but you're not getting into conversations in the DMs with these random people you meet. You're not following back random pretty girls that you meet. You're thoughtful about that kind of stuff because
I'm sober. I make good decisions now. That's what it really comes down to. Is I really think that when people are drinking and they're making irrational decisions, the first thing to go when you're drinking is your judgment, right? And you're like, oh, hot girl likes me, whatever. It boosts your ego up, makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. Oh, just check it out a little bit. Now, when you're sober, you're just like, it's not fucking worth it. Yeah. Like if you have a good thing, and you said something good about this the other day, the grass isn't greener
on the other side. It's greener where you water it.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean like, yeah. I was going total dad joke, and I'm out at the ranch or in the field. I'm typically watering it in a different way, but sorry. Okay. I'm fading. I'm fading without my sleep here. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's greenest where you water it. I mean, that's as simple as life gets right there.
Yeah.
where you take care of it and respect it and grow it. It's so wild. Our society really doesn't teach us as much ethics as we should have.
Yeah. It's like, where do you learn this stuff,
Like back in the day when I was a kid, the rock stars, like, oh my God, the rock stars are out there just banging all the girls and that, and you're a legend and that. And you're like, but that's not where you find happiness.
Yeah.
That's why all those rock stars are dead or in rehab or they finally settle down and they're with somebody and they're happy. I really think people find if you can find that happiness, why violate that happiness?
Yeah. And I think just integrity for yourself. I think at the end of the day, our relationship with ourself is the most important thing. And that's where the rest of your relationships stand from. And if you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a stand-up good person, I always have good intentions, I'm trying to treat the people around me well, I treat myself well, then what do you really have,
That is the basis of humanity right there. If we could all hold ourselves just a little bit more accountable to being good people, oh my God, this world would change so much.
Yeah.
I just fear that so many people got so many ulterior motives to everything that it's just really, really hard to find, especially in the dating apps and what's going on, the way we're communicating, and social media. We're really losing that basis of humanity.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. But I think...
So the world's going down the toilets. Good luck. Fend for yourself, everyone. Go to higher ground. Lawyers, guns, and money. That's all we need. Lawyers, guns, and money.
I think that people are inherently good and that people want to be good people. I think that the world has become a very confusing, complicated place and we have so much information thrown at us. So I try and have a little bit more hope in humanity, but it is just the way that things are changing, the way that
Girl, you're halfway up the mountain. I'm standing on top of the mountain now. I've been on this ride for a long time, and I'm just nodding my head back and forth. Pity in my eyes, pity in my heart, hoping humanity can rise from the ashes.
All right, let's put this guy down for a nap. Let us know your Instagram stories and questions and etiquette thoughts, and we'll see you next week.
Real quick.
Yeah?
When I was a kid, a very country school, not diverse in ethnicity at all, the Reverend Jesse Jackson came to our little school in Redmond, Oregon.
Yeah.
This was like the power movement of, black energy, civil rights. I mean, I'm not that old, right? But I mean, this guy stood by Martin Luther King Jr., and he's at our school, which I thought was phenomenal. And the security, and he got up there and he was preaching. And this is how we're going to end this one. And he was like, down with dope and up with hope. Down with dope and up with hope. Thank you, Reverend Jesse Jackson, for coming to Redmond High School.
Oh, wow. I didn't think that's where you're going with that. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share with a friend, subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. Follow us at Harley and Malarkey Podcast on Instagram and send us a message to let us know what you want to hear next or have us answer your question on an upcoming episode. Tune in next week for more Old Dog New Tricks. Thank you for listening.